Yes, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Z and Fifth. I'm your host, Mr. Z, with my brethren, the Fifth General. Hey, what's up, Fifth? What's good, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah.
We had a really good week, Sunday with the Verzuz, Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One.
Oh, yeah, man.
But before we get into that, we want to pay our respects to brother Colin Powell. Go ahead, Zacchaeus.
Yes, man. Colin Powell, man. Those who don't know him, he was the former United States Secretary of State. Also, he was the first black Secretary of State, for those who don't know. Also, he was a war veteran, and he also, those who don't know, just look him up, Google him, Colin Powell. He served as a Secretary of State for years, and he was very prominent in the all over the world. He was, because the Secretary of State, those who don't know, Secretary of State is the deal with foreign, their positions that deal with foreign affairs for the United States. So, and he was the first black. Notice in your history books, he was the first black Secretary of State. Also, he's a child of immigrants who came over from Jamaica, and and he came over. He born and raised in Harlem, and his parents was from Jamaica, and he basically, if you go back to the real quickly, if you go back to the Moors, Jamaicans ancestry is Ghanaian and warrior blood, so it made sense that Colin Powell excelled in military career, and then he got into position of Secretary of State, first black ever. So he made history. He's in the history books. He made history, and he paved the way. But he lived a long, prosperous life, and not only that too, man. I'm gonna say quickly, we're gonna say quickly, condolences to his family, R.I.P. to Colin Powell, man. But it just goes back to I'm scratching my head and thinking, yes, he was 84, but this man was vaccinated. This man was vaccinated, I think twice, but also he was vaccinated. I think he got the booster because of his age, and he still passed. That goes to say that this vaccination is not 100% proof, but also it just yeah, man. I'm just gonna we could get deep into it though.
All right.
Condolences to his family.
Condolences to his
R.I.P.
family.
to Colin Powell, and thank you for making Black History Month favorable. Secretary of State Colin Powell, man. Yeah, always will be remembered, never forgotten. Yeah.
All right. So I'll say this. So it says that, he died due to complications of COVID-19.
Yeah.
It didn't mention that he was vaccinated in an article that I read, but that's no here, no there. He was 84.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you say? He was
sometimes you hear people talk,
he was 84, not 24.
Exactly.
So,
and people don't know that because I heard brothers arguing about that it was that the vaccine is not helpful, this and that and this and that. And I'm hearing people say that that he was set up. I'm hearing people say I'm hearing all type of things on YouTube, all type of things. All sorts of things I'm hearing on YouTube, that he was set up. He was this. He knew too much. That's why they allowed him to die and this and that and this and that. We have to take into consideration that when you're older, your immune system is
compromised.
Low. Yes, when you're older, it's natural. When your body get older, your immune system is broken down, and when you're older, your immune system is not as strong as you are as you're 48 years old. This man is as when you're at 48 or 38 or 28 or 20 something or 19. When you're he's 80 when you're 84, your body, your immune system is, I mean, you can work hard, you can build up your strength and feel youthful, but remember, your body changes in every 7 years. You live up to 84 is a blessing. You know, your 84, your immune system is not as strong like you when you was younger, when you was in your youthful days. That's what I'm bringing home. So I'm hearing a lot of talk and a lot of talking that that Colin Powell wasn't protected. He wasn't he got the vaccine. He was vaccinated, but he wasn't. But someone said they allowed him to die, and I'm saying that, well, um, it's tough. Any your music, any type of that's why you gotta be careful when you're older, because any type of ailment that come your way is compromised big time. You know, and so I just say to R.I.P. to Colin Powell, and condolences to the family. You know, it's just, oh yeah, man. I mean, it's really hard, but I hear a lot of talk about he was set up. That's what I was hearing a lot. That he didn't took the oath, the blood sacrifice. I hear that a lot too. I hear that a lot too. So yeah, man, I've been hearing that a lot. I'm not gonna discuss that's another show, and we're not gonna elaborate on that so much.
All right, on
Yeah,
to
man.
Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One.
That was an excellent battle, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, man, that broke back some. When I hear KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane, that bring back memory. You see, when I seen that verses yesterday, it just bringing up the songs like "Warm It Up, Kane," "Warm It Up, Kane," and KRS-One. The Bridge Is Over. That brought back some childhood memories for me.
Yeah.
You know, that brought back some childhood. That brought back some childhood memories of me. We're gonna elaborate on this, man, because some of the areas of the show got me to jump up, because this is when he brought out some special guests. It got me to jump up, So
Yeah.
we're gonna elaborate on that.
Let's
Yeah.
recap it in total.
Yes.
Before Kane and KRS-One took the stage, dope setup, I gotta say, in the Barclays Center.
Yes.
I don't know if this is the highest attended versus. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I want to give an interesting perspective for some of the people who are not from New York. Jadakiss, not Jadakiss, but the Lox versus Dipset and Fat Joe versus Ja Rule versus were held in the Madison Square Garden Theater. The theater is, although in the same building as the stadium, the theater is in the downstairs area. It's like the basement part of the garden.
Right.
The stadium's upstairs, the theater's downstairs. So when they said Madison Square Garden, to be specific, they meant Madison Square Garden Theater, that venue within the actual garden.
Yes.
They wasn't upstairs where the Knicks play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there would have been
Yes.
more people to fill. For those who saw and paid attention to the verses, the stage setup for Lox and Dipset took up more seat real estate, because they had the stage itself, but then they also created a second part of the stage that went into the middle of the part of the audience, a center stage. For that battle,
Yes.
they were able to fill more seats in the Fat Joe and Ja Rule's verses, because that stadium was how that stage setup is how the actual Madison Square Garden Theater is set up by default. Okay, so they were able to kind of fill that middle more. This time they did this battle in the Barclays Stadium. That is where the Nets.
Yeah.
That's where the Brooklyn Nets play. They were able to probably have
Brooklyn Nets play. Yeah.
They were probably able to have a higher attended audience because it was able to fill more of that spot.
Yes.
So that is a great moment for old school, not just old school because KRS-One has a modern career, but just legends. You know, the fact that we was able to get a Verzuz battle in that stadium sold out, or at least to full capacity. I don't know what the full capacity is, but whatever they did, the fact that we was able to get that in that stadium of that draw of audience was just dope. And you
crazy.
know, you can see what, and I felt like the way they had the stage set up with the split runway and the way they did, I thought that was dope. But yeah, we had a DJ competition before the battle started, right? I didn't get a chance to see all of that, man, because I was in the store grocery shopping. I was like, let me go ahead and get this over with so I can get home in time and have all my attention on the actual battle once they took stage.
Yes, I was able to catch Super Cat and Wyclef. You know, I was able to catch Super Cat a brief performance by Super Cat, legendary dancer artist Super Cat. You know, some dancer back as I'm a temporarily back, man. You know, I was able to catch some Super Cat, and I was able, big up to Super Cat, you know, all the time, you know, legendary. And I was able to catch Wyclef entrance performance there. I was able to before the big battle, you know.
Yeah,
man, it was a phenomenal night.
Yeah,
man.
It was a highly sponsored event because you know, Sci-Fi Network was promoting Chucky, the series.
Yeah,
I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay, you see more money being put into Verzuz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I look at it like this: Verzuz, to me, although it's looked at as a competition, it's really just paying homage to both artists. It's basically a performance. You know, it's a concert, but with the competitive spirit, depending on the acts. Because the Locks basically said to everybody going forward, if you guys want to do a Verzuz, this is how you do one. And we was able to see some of that element explored, some of that in this battle. Not so much in the Ja and 50 Cent, Ja and Fat Joe battle, but you saw it more in this battle because KRS-One is highly competitive. He's always been this way. He came out competitive. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is him. And Kane is a very competitive MC and lets things speak for itself. And as we could see, they're cool. There's no issues there. But there was a part of the battle where they was freestyling and they had there were some bars that KRS had for Kane, and then Kane had some bars for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I thought that was interesting. That was like mid towards the end of the battle, and there was some DJ tension, maybe in a healthy way, between DJ Scratch and Kid Capri.
Kid Capri, isn't that something?
That was interesting. But let's get to how we started out. Criminal Minded.
Yeah.
Criminal Minded. Big Daddy Kane did a rest in peace to Biz Markie. He did just rhyming. Now, KRS-One's energy was out of his energy. I don't know if this man's energy was crazy when I'm Still Number One came on.
Yeah.
When KRS started performing that crowd, man, that crowd was like, okay, we starting early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane with Enough Respect remix. KRS-One MCs act like they don't know. Big Daddy Kane, Young, Gifted, and Black.
KRS. Oh, remember that? Yo, man. Oh man, Young Gifted and Black. Yo, okay, DEE. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm Young Gifted them, but yeah, man.
KRS-One the MC. KRS-One again, Out of Here. Big Daddy Kane, Rap Summary, Lean on Me.
I like that joint.
Yeah.
KRS-One
with a BDP joint, Jack of Spades.
That joint is cool. I always loved that joint. When I first heard that joint is when the movie came out. Jack of Spades.
Well, you can hear the crowd on that one. You can hear the crowd on that one because they knew, they knew from jump. You know what I'm saying?
Jack of Spades is the joint, yo. Back in 88, 89, 88, 87. Yo, when that movie came out, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
With Jack of Spades, that was a Keenan Ivory Wayne's production, movie.
Yep.
Yo, when that song came out, I had to turn it up. I had to turn that up. Yo, that joint, Jack of Spades, was always my jump, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Miss Melody.
Yeah, Miss Melody. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane would set it off.
Yes.
KRS-One, My Philosophy, another BDP
joint.
Oh,
man, My Philosophy. Yo, I'm sorry I had to stop you.
No, go ahead.
When I first heard My Philosophy,
mm-hmm.
I was a kid when I heard My Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard on video music box, when I first heard My Philosophy,
mm-hmm.
I always turned that joint up, man, because it just like the beat, the flow, when he came up with My Philosophy, that just did it, man. That just set the tone. That's what made me a fan of KRS-One, is when I heard him for the first time. My Philosophy is when it's just when I heard that joint the first time, that's when I became a fan of the Blast Master, legendary KRS-One.
The teacher.
That's when I became a fan of him, But continue.
Big Daddy Kane with Mortal Kombat. BDP, another BDP joint was played up in the Super Ho.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, both of those in a row. Big Daddy Kane, I Get the Job Done. Now the crowd definitely was up for I Get the Job Done.
I remember that joint. Yeah, I Get the Job Done.
BDP,
I go to
Part-Time
work,
Suckers.
baby.
Yup, exactly. Big Daddy Kane, Pippin Ain't Easy. Okay, now that crowd was loving Pippin Ain't Easy, man. That crowd was loving Pippin Ain't Easy for a couple reasons. Who came out on stage around that time? You had Greg Nice and Smooth B came out.
Oh yeah.
So while
being Craig Nice,
So while they was out there, while Nice and Smooth was out there, they said, you know what? Perform the Wick.
Let me tell you something. That joint. And the groove was on that joint. I know you was young when that came out, but that joint bumped all summer long.
That
joint bumped for the 90s.
Listen, that whole era, that particular time is before my time, but I'm at least I was young enough to still hear that song still be present as far as it still being played as time goes on, because that's a timeless record. Man. So yes, I was a little kid when I heard it, but I'm sure that song came out before I was born. You know what I'm saying?
It did. Yeah. Yo, the Dweek. Okay, that was like 93, 94. Yo, that was the early 90s.
Wait, hold on. The Wick came out 94?
Yeah.
Oh, I was born. I was born.
Yeah, you was born. It came out 90 for the summer. It came out the summer of 94. So I was.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That was on Gangstar's Hard to Earn album. Okay.
Yeah, 94. So when that came out, I remember just like turning on when 98.7 was a hip hop
The
station.
gang
I
starts
remember
got to
just
beat
that
short
that song rocked all
Yeah.
summer long, the
Yup.
summer of '94. Man, it
Yeah.
just you turn on the hip hop station, and it just rocked the whole. So I'm like, yo, man, it just that the beat, the flow, and then
Oh,
then the video
Yeah.
would just set the tone right,
Yeah.
and then please the red alert and Kid Capri. Ooh
La la la, wee wee. Is it Muhammad Ali? I said Cassius Clay. You say butter. I say parquet.
Parquet. I originate. And use the law and keep the faith.
It's all right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Excuse me, my brother. Can I have another? Smooth B. Smooth B. Oh man.
Classic.
That was a nice little tribute to Guru. Rest in peace. You know.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to the Guru. Yeah,
and you know, I was very critical, except for this time. So I don't want it to seem biased, but I was very critical of Fat Joe and Ja Rule's battle when I didn't understand why Fat Joe had Remy Ma doing songs that had nothing to do with him, and Nelly doing songs that had nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, I have to call myself out for that, but I had no problem. I had no problem with Nice and Smooth doing The Wick. I had no problem with that at all.
No, I had no problem with that.
I actually loved that.
I enjoyed it.
Shout outs to Greg Nice. He was so happy on stage. He even did the Greg Nice. He did the Greg Nice dance.
Yeah, he did. He did, man.
It was hilarious. I was like, yo, it was fun to watch because we got to see, and I'll get to the rest of the songs. The reason why this Verzuz was fun to watch is because, as you can see, although these legends are before a lot of MC's time that we've seen in Verzuz, these legends still kept their pen and their craft sharp. Yes. KRS-One still does shows, still does music. You know, Kane may be the only one who slowed down with albums, but Kane still kept his flow up. And a lot of people, and I this is something I've always known of him. I know this as a hip hop fan. This was a hip hop culture show because it got to the point where you had the elements there. You had almost every element there besides almost every hip hop element there besides graffiti. But you had the DJing, you had the MCing, and you had the b-boying. That happened because they brought out Kane brought out KRS-One had Cats, right? And then Kane brought out Crazy Legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Crazy Legs. Yeah, the dancer.
so I mean, it was great. Let's move on. KRS-One, Black Cop, very popular song. Your man brought out
Black Cop.
Your man brought out Mad Lion.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, Mad Lion.
I heard that voice.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Back in this fall of 1995. See, I remember the year because I'm old. I remember the year. Back in the fall of 1995, that song bumped the airwaves big time.
Yeah.
Take It Easy.
Yeah, he did Shoot to Kill before Take It Easy, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
And then he did He didn't perform it, but Bad Lion was the man around that time.
Yeah.
The 1995 era. When he came up with because around that time dancehall was mixing a lot with hip hop. Because you had Super Cat with Ghetto Red Hot, then you had Bounty Killer with the collaborations. And then you had and then it was just perfect. Mad Lion came out at the right time because that was a big collaboration between hip hop and dancehall around that time, 1995. They used to blend the dancehall lyrics with the hip hop beats. in that time, in that era. So Matt Lyon came out at a good time around that time. So when I heard Matt Lyon came on that stage last night,
Nah, that was
Sunday,
dope. Shout outs to him.
Well, he
has a very distinctive voice. You knew who he was before you saw him. As soon as you heard that, too many suckers and another day. When you heard that, you was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, that's Matt Lyon. Too many suckers and not enough time. But I'm not dying from the clip from my nine. We should have killed them. Tell me no kill. I got the bug pen again. You put on me bug pen. Yeah, let me ways. Bo, bo. And I say, oh man. Bo, bo. Once again, not the lion. I used to sing the whole verse, man. But back then, no bad boy, not a boy can't die. Then they say, not the DJ and I'm not the MC. I put it down with the crew called BET. Come on, man.
I'm telling you,
Matt Lyon was the man.
Shout outs to Matt Lyon and his energy.
Yes.
You gotta respect him, and while he was on, he came up with Shoot to Kill with KRS, and then when he did Take It Easy, I had once again, I jumped up. Once again, I had no problem with Matt Lyon doing Take It Easy, even though that doesn't feature KRS-One, but. I had I had no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? When that beat came on, boom, 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 boom,
boom.
I remember that.
Take it easy. You remember that, right?
Oh yeah. I love Take It Easy. Me and my brother, look, that moment. Yeah, you know what, man? I miss this battle and a few versus battles, not all, but a few. It just made me miss. Like, I don't live in New York anymore. For those who know, I live in Houston, but it made me miss New York so bad. But it made me miss when I was young and when I was a kid in New York. That's what this battle made me do. It made me miss my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I thought back to the days of a young kid in NY in the early '90s. We still had a balance of hip hop in that early golden era around this time, and now Kane's before me. Kane and KRS-One came out before me, or I think KRS came out when I was born. What year did KRS-One come out with Scott LaRock? Do you know?
KRS-One with Scott LaRock came out like 1986, 85, 86.
Okay, I'm 87.
I would say 85, between the era of 85 and 86.
Okay.
Scott LaRock, Scott LaRock and KRS-One like really blossomed. I think they were, but KRS-One blew up in 86. Between 86 and 87, KRS-One blew up.
Okay.
Like 87, he blew up like just popcorn. You know what I'm saying?
Now, for those who don't know, when did Kane come out? Because Kane's before KRS.
Yeah. Kane came out like 80, the Juice Crew, 86. 86. I would say 86. Kane came out like 86. Then he was, then he really blossomed in 89 though. That was the time, 88, between 1988, 89, Kane just blew up the popcorn, he just... Orbit.
So his career started in 86, right? So
86.
That's a year before I was born.
And then 88, he blew up to orbit. 88, because I remember when Kane came on. 88, everybody was like, you couldn't get Kane off the radio.
yeah.
And in video shows, you on TV raps, video music box, you couldn't have a show without Big Daddy Kane. It was Kid and Play, Big Daddy. You couldn't have a show.
Came out.
Big Daddy Kane with the lyrics.
I stand corrected. I don't know what month these guys came out, but KRS-One came out the same year as 86. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he really boomed to over. See, when Run DMC blew up in 86, 85, 86, they went to orbit, but with Big Daddy Kane blew up in 88.
Well, because 88. I think most of us wanted Rakim versus Big Daddy Kane because for years, the debate was between them two.
Yes.
That was like, this is like a dream matchup, and we never got Rakim. We never got Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. That's what I wanted to happen. But
That was gonna happen.
Right, but KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane still made sense. But the thing about KRS is that KRS just has a bigger catalog because KRS kept dropping product. You know what I'm saying? He just kept dropping. He kept dropping heat. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, so he kept going. He kept going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, back to the songs. So then we had Raw RAW. We had Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kane blew up with that joint right there though.
Yeah.
RAW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's one of his first like
the crowd hits. The crowd knew. The crowd definitely was awake. Represent the real hip hop with Das Effects.
Oh, Das Effects.
He brought them out, man. He brought them out. He brought them out.
Yeah, he brought them out. Yeah.
Skibbity bumps. Give me the bump.
The Das Effects. You want to flex?
Oh my god.
Yeah. B-O-N. Yo, yeah. Hibbity do, but you know,
to the hip hop, you don't stop. Das Effects with the real hip hop.
Hip hop.
You
I like that joint. I used to like that joint.
The king of rip. Boom, boom, boom. Doom, 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 boom. That was dope.
Joint right there.
And while they was on stage, you know, they did their joint. They want effects. Das Effects. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope for them to be out there and perform that. Big Daddy Kane came back with Smooth Operator.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let me say something. Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
Was a kind of record. Smooth Operator was a kind of record that you could not play that low.
Mm-hmm.
You had to crank that. Smooth Operator was a kind of joint that you could not, even if you was in your car at the time. By the time I was in driving, I was young, but that was the type of record that when I was sitting home and I had nothing to do on a Saturday night, and I'm listening to the Poople Man DJ Red Alert, I used to turn up Smooth Operator, Video Music Box, you know, TV Raps. I turn it up, yo.
Yep.
Yeah. Big up to Five Freddy, Yo MTV. Big up, you know. But yeah. I used to turn it up and say, yo, I got yo, Smooth Operators on. It just, yo, them joints right there, it just bring back some memories. As a youth growing up, it brought back a lot of memories, man.
Yeah.
Smooth Operator brought back some memories, man. It did.
Yeah, KRS-One Step Into a World, Big Daddy Kane, Wrath of Kane. KRS-One came back with South Bronx.
That joint right there. That kind of put KRS-One on the map too with that South Bronx joint, you know.
Because that was during the map right
that was during South Bronx.
That was during the him and the MC Shan.
MC Shan, battle. Yep. Classic battle, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that right there, yeah.
So you think hip hop started out in Queensbridge? Something. Tell you where it is and where we come from, the South Bronx. South Bronx. I butcher that whole line. Bronx. I don't care. But y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. You know, he came up with South Bronx. Big Daddy Kane. You know he had to come back with Ain't No Half Steppin'.
I'm the big I always love that beat, man. And the flow. Oh, forget about it. Yeah, man.
Had to.
Yeah, had to. Ain't No Half Steppin'. That was a joy.
So then KRS-One was like, oh, okay, you gonna do something everybody knows? Well, I got something that everybody knows just when I do this. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the bees. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. As soon as he did whoop, whoop, they knew exactly. They know, man. They know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Zacchaeus, where you at? Oh, hear your audio. Yeah, we back. We had a technical difficulty. Yeah, Zacchaeus,
Yeah.
go ahead, man. We was talking about Sound of the Police.
Yeah, boop boop. That's the sound of police. Classic song.
Yeah.
That's a mark of the beast. Done
Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah, it's just a classic joint, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the crowd definitely knew. The
Some of
crowd.
they know the lyric. They recite the lyrics.
It's a very popular song.
It is. Sound of police. Boop boop. That's the sound of the beast. It's just man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say one of my joints that I enjoyed he performed was "Love Gonna Get You" by KRS-One, man. "Love Gonna Get You" was one of those joints, man.
So that was after Big Daddy Kane did Platinum Plus, which is Big L's record featuring Kane. That's a modern era record. A lot of people don't know about that record.
Yeah, that was featuring Big. That was featuring Big L, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
joint,
featuring him. It's
Yeah.
Big L's joint. It's Big L's song off of the Big Picture album. That was an album that dropped after Big L's death. Sadly.
Wow. Yeah. See, he did with King. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kane was on that record. You know what I mean? Spitting on that record. So then Poetry BDP. Then we got Love's Gonna Get You.
Yeah. Then we got "Love's Gonna Get You." Yeah.
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 Yeah. Then we got to that. Yeah. So. Yeah, Love's Gonna Get You. Big Daddy Kane's Another Victory. Huh. And then a very strong record by KRS-One. The Bridge Is Over.
The bridge is over. Yeah. The bridge is over. Ba-da-ba. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Ba-da-ba. The bridge is over. Yeah. The bridge is
And
over.
DJ Red Alert came out.
That was a surprise. The DJ Red Alert came out. Mm-hmm. The Poo Poo Man, DJ Red Alert. Yeah, he just came out.
The
Represented. Yeah.
Manhattan keeps on making it. Bronx keep creating it.
Keep on taking
Brooklyn
it.
keep on taking it. Queens, they be faking it. That's messed up.
Brought me back to the old radio, Red Alert, the Poo Poo Man back in when he hosts he's a DJ for 98.7 FM when it was hip hop. Back at those who don't know, well, that was in New York City.
That's New York.
City
They don't know
at the
about
time.
Kiss FM and WBLS.
Yeah,
They don't,
that's New York.
Hot
That's New
97.
York.
They might not know
That's
about
New York.
that. Yeah. But
New York, yeah.
But shout outs to cool DJ Red Alert. But
Yes.
I don't want to gloss over this. So at a point in the battle, and this was right before this was before Big Daddy Kane did Symphony. Big Daddy Kane started doing freestyles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was.
My man was spitting to Prodigy's "Keep It Thorough" beat. You know what I'm saying? Then he
was, yeah.
Then he spit over the LL Cool J's "I Shot You" remix beat.
Yeah, he did. He did.
You know,
He did.
Then KRS-One started. Then he spit on a beat. There was a couple of joints that he was spitting on in the middle of the songs, and KRS-One was like, "Yeah, them cats is doing freestyles because they ran out of songs." You know what I'm saying? And then your man Kid Capri started rhyming because your man Scratch called him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He started rhyming. I'm like, Kid Capri.
Yeah,
got some bars.
It was
man.
like mid battle. He was like, "Nah, I want to do a DJ battle." So a lot of people probably didn't understand what was going on. They was like, "Man, what kind of tension Scratch and Kid Capri got going on? Like, what the heck? Was it something they said backstage?"
Exactly.
I don't know. I think the spirit of Verzuz just got into these cats, and they was like, "Well, shoot up," because your man Scratch said, "Yo, part of the hip hop is also DJing." You know what I'm saying? And Kane was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that." You know what I mean? We ain't. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
and then KRS-One had something to say. You know what I mean? He had some bars. Going at Kane. And then Kane was like, he said the powers that be must have compelled him. That means he got geldings. I stayed at you and MC Shan's beef. You're welcome.
Welcome.
Well, some would argue if KRS-One knew exactly who he was pinpointing, and that Shan beef, even though he did later diss part of the crew, on Bridges Over because of what he said about Roxanne Shante. Roxanne Shante is only good for steady, whatever. And then your man King was like, after King was like, I got Roxanne Shante in the back. I'm like, oh, I thought she was gonna come out and do one of her diss records.
Right.
At KRS-One. You know what I'm saying?
I thought so. Yeah. When Roxanne Shante come out, I was like,
I was like, oh,
go at
Did you hear the crowd?
Said,
They was like, yo, I got Roxanne Shante. They was like, oh, the crowd.
Oh, they got crazy, yeah.
Yo, the crowd was like, oh no.
Oh no!
In my mind, I was like, "Oh my God, she's." Because at first I said that'd be funny if she come out, and then he said she was there. I said, "Oh my God, she's there." I said she's gonna come out, and I said she's gonna come out, and she's gonna have boss for KRS-One. And that's another thing. Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah. Roxanne Shante, this ain't just old lyrics. She can still spit. See, I think people get it twisted. People think because. Let me tell you something. I can't comment about any other MC. Right. But I know for sure, Kane, Roxanne Shante, Kool G Rap, they never stopped rhyming. Like that never. Queen Latifah, Rakim, like there are so many legends from the 80s that still have their flow. But even better, because as time goes on, they still kept they kept their writing game and their freestyle game. It never left them. It's not like they're washed. Like people do that thing about, oh, he old, he washed, and then he get on the mic and kill you. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with Kane. Kane got up there and was off top the head spitting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kane still got bars. Don't get it twisted. Kane. Just because Kane hasn't done an album in a long time, Kane still had a lot of features in the modern era. You know what I'm saying? And Kane didn't even, and if Kane wanted to, he could have put that in the verses, but he didn't do a whole bunch of his features in the verses, from after his established rap career. You know what I'm saying?
See?
Roxanne Shante came out there, he paid homage to her, she spit something. Then we get back to the battle, hip hop versus rap. KRS-One. How many MCs must get dissed? That was a Black Moon song, but it's a KRS album line. So Buckshot came out.
Buckshot Shorty. Yeah, Buckshot.
Shout outs to Buckshot.
Buckshot came out. Mm-hmm. Yo, I got excited when he came out. I got excited when Buckshot came out because I remember the era of 1993 when he came out with how many MCs must get this? And that beat that Buckshot came out, doom. I was like, yo, man,
And not for nothing, Black Moon, if they wanted to, if Buckshot like they could do their own verses. You know what I'm saying? Like if they wanted to. That's the thing about Buckshot coming out. Like you got to be a fan of hip hop to know who Black Moon is and to know who Buckshot. Well, some people might know Buckshot today, but they probably don't know Buckshot of the old. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't know that Buckshot. Oh, yeah. But
who got the props?
They probably don't know. Right? They don't know how many MCs and who got Enter the Stage. They probably don't remember Enter the Stage. You know what I'm saying? Crooklyn Dodgers. They might not know Crooklyn Dodgers. You know what I mean? But
that joint was crazy. Crooklyn Dodgers was him, Special Ed, and Master Ace.
But shout outs. I don't want to skip that. That's right. I forgot. Master Ace came out. Kool G Rap wasn't there for Symphony, but Master Ace came out and Craig G. So I don't want Craig G. Yeah, I don't want to miss that. I wish Kool G Rap was there. Oh my God.
Yo, I was saying that. I was saying.
Oh my God.
Yo, I was saying that if Cool G Rap, I was saying if Cool G Rap came out, I would say if Cool G Rap came out, the audience
They would have went
wild.
crazy. They would have went crazy.
It would have been a frenzy. They would have went wild if Cool G Rap came out because he was in the symphony. If Cool G Rap would have came out,
Yeah,
it would have went. They would have been wild. They would have went wild. I would have. Listen.
The debate.
Wild.
Well, the debate has been that even though Kane was the star of the song, Cool G Rap had the best verse. That's the argument.
Yeah.
That's been a debate for all these years.
Yo, I would have went wild if Cool G Rap would have came out. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
I would have went wild. I would have been that would have been.
Yo, I would have had. Yo, I'm gonna tell you what I would have did. I would have had Cool G Rap come out. I would have had Cool G Rap come out, and I would have said, "Yo, while you're here, what you want to perform?" Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have said, while you're on stage,
right,
do you want to perform Fast Life? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Even though Nas is on that record, I'd be like, listen, just do your verse. You know what I mean? And then, but after how many after Buckshot pay homage to also not only to KRS-One but pay homage to Big Daddy Kane, Warming Up Kane was next. Oh man.
Yeah. Warming up, Kane. Warming up. Doon, 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 doon.
Yep.
Yeah. Warming up, Kane. Yeah.
Yep.
Come, get some. You little bum.
Yep. I take the biggest from the biggest dump.
Kane. Classic banger.
Yo, BDP 9mm goes bang. KRS-One all year. KRS-One also brought out Hakeem Green out to do Channel Live's Madism. All we do is sport Madism.
Channel Live, yeah. Yo, that joint was crazy, Madism.
Yeah.
Yo, that joint was crazy.
That was another dope
Madism
record.
Was
See,
a crazy joint.
So I want to say this. I think it was a dope battle. We're getting towards the end of the show. Who do you think won?
Wow.
Who do you think won?
Yo, KRS-One had the songs. But as far as like, but you can hear me. I'm good. You can hear me.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
As far as delivery, man, I just gotta. I'm gonna just say Kane.
But
it was not. But it was definitely not by headlines. But I would say a little bit Kane. I would say.
Okay.
Got that battle. The only I would say a little bit Kane, not so much because KRS-One was rocking it for real. Ain't no lie about that. Yeah, ain't no lie about that. But yeah, ain't no lie about that. But with the freestyles, but I guess I enjoyed the music segment better. I really enjoyed the music because that's what I grew up with. That's what I know, I really enjoyed the music segment, but I would say a little bit Kane. Yeah, not by a landslide though, but it's a little bit,
So
what's your take on it?
I got KRS-One winning the song format. Right?
Yes.
So I got him winning the song format. I think people forgot how deep KRS-One's catalog is. I mean, he has about 15 albums or so, right? So his catalog is it's very long catalog. I'm gonna give the performance to Big Daddy Kane. I say Kane won in the building. But KRS won with the songs. Yeah. That was a close battle. It could have went either way, but I thought it was dope. I loved it. They both won in my eyes, but I got to give it to KRS because KRS stuck with the format. He won with the format. Kane did freestyles, which I respected. But within the rules of the battle, I felt like it was won by KRS-One won the format. He won the song format of the battle. So yeah, I would give it. So with that being said, I would have to say KRS-One. You know, he gets the victory in that battle. But shout outs to Big Daddy Kane. That was a close one. Too bad we couldn't get Kane and Rakim. That would have been lovely. So who does Rakim go up against now? If there was a Rakim versus, because I don't even think we'll even get Rakim now.
Oh wow. Cool G Rap.
I mean, that would be the only one I could think of. I'm glad you said that because that was my choice. I said since Kane went, and since he didn't battle Kane, and then KRS-One is off the table because they both battled each other. Who that leaves, I would say, is probably Cool G Rap. I think it would have to be G Rap and Rakim because styles make fights, and I think their styles complement each other in a battle.
Yes.
And that would be a tough battle. That would be a battle of bars.
Right.
That would be a battle of straight bars. Cool G Rap is one of the best lyricists in the world. One of the best lyricists in the world.
Underrated.
Yeah, I hate that he's so underrated because a lot of guys rap the way they rap because of him. So, and then Rakim just has, other than him just being a dope lyricist, he just has so much substance and content. He's a highly substantial rapper. Rakim.
Lyricisms would put them in the top 10. Real lyricisms.
Real lyricism. And you know what? Shout outs to KRS-One because he was like, hey, coming up, cats was like, who's the best? And he started mentioning, he was like, yo, he said you heard Slick Rick's name. He said you heard Kane's name, you heard Rakim's name, and you heard my name. And he's right because KRS-One was also in that debate. So he's right about that.
Yes.
He's right.
Yes, I always KRS-One. If anybody asks me about my favorite MCs, I would always put KRS-One on top. I would always put KRS-One like one of my top.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a top.
Yeah.
I think let me tell you something. When KRS-One came on, it was no denying. I said, yo, songs are fire. His delivery was fire. I couldn't even deny him. Yeah. And then it would be Kane, And then, and then of course in the early 90s it would be Nas, but those MCs, man, it's just there's no denying. Then Cool G Rap, because Cool G, I enjoyed listening to Cool G Rap a lot too. Yeah. So yeah. So those MCs right there, man. Oh man.
Yeah, that would be dope. I mean, hopefully we can get still get a Rakim versus. Before we go,
it would make sense for versus to get a Rakim versus.
It would. You have to do one. Listen, versus has become. Look, I get it. Versus was for the legends, right? That was something that Swiss and Timberland was saying. Yo, this is for the legends. You still have many legends to go to. So there's still a lot more verses to happen. And I would want, before this year is up, or maybe next year, because this year pretty much is going to be up, I want to see Rakim. I don't know who you're going to pick, but whoever you pick, it don't matter at this point. I just want to see Rakim get his flowers and have his versus moment. But before we go, what got caught on cell phone footage? Busta Rhymes got on stage and he said, "Find me a worthy opponent." And dropped the mic and walked away. Busta Rhymes has put his name in the hat for verses, and I think originally Busta Rhymes was gonna go up against Snoop, but he couldn't make it, so that's why we had DMX and Snoop. Rest in peace to DMX. But Busta Rhymes wants that versus smoke. I don't know who you put up against Busta Rhymes, but whoever you put up against him, I think will lose. That is a tough man to beat. Busta Rhymes is going to remind people what his catalog consists of.
Yeah, I was saying that somebody was saying that he could go against Twista, but Twista would lose. Twista would lose.
Man, don't put Twista up again. Not in the verses. No, I've heard names. It would have to be somebody who has a career as long as him. I think that's how that would work. So I think that would.
If somebody said if ODB was living, he could go against Busta Rhymes, but I don't think so. But, you know.
Well, maybe years ago. I think the thing with ODB is that from a solo standpoint, he don't have as much solo records now to compete with a Busta Rhymes without including Wu-Tang records. So when maybe if they would have said that back in like the early 2000s, then maybe I would have said ODB versus Busta Rhymes. But not now. Too many years have gone by, and rest in peace to ODB. But too many years have left. But yes, Busta Rhymes would have to go against a giant. So some people mention Eminem. Some people mention names as big as a Jay-Z or a Nas. I don't want to see either of them versus Busta Rhymes in a battle, in a versus battle. I don't think that style makes that a good fight. Like we say, styles make fights. So I would think maybe LL Cool J.
Okay, because let me tell you something. LL Cool J got some screaming joints too.
He do, and they both have female records. LL happens to have more, but I think Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J could go song for song without running out of songs. They definitely have a strong, and because verses is about having your 20 versus their 20, right? So they definitely have a strong 20. Easily. Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J easily have a strong 20.
Yo, let me tell you something. T.I. did predict it. T.I. said, look, listen, because when Busta Rhymes was calling out T.I. was like, nah, I think LL Cool J I think LL Cool J would do good against you.
T.I. want 50. T.I. want 50. Because we couldn't get Ja Rule versus 50, but T.I. wants 50. But Busta Rhymes, I think LL Cool J would do this with Busta Rhymes because I think LL Cool J said that he wouldn't mind doing a versus against Jay-Z. And I actually think that would work too. But Nas said, because they asked Nas, if I can recall, that he said that if he was to do a versus, it would be with his friend, his words, with his friend Jay-Z. So, I think Nas versus Jay-Z would be kind of like a versus or versus. That would be like you got to put that in a football stadium. That's too big for a basketball arena. You got to put
that would be the
giant stadium
right there.
Giant stadium.
That'd be the perfect versus right there.
Book it
right there. Yeah.
Book it. Nas versus Jay-Z. That's a dream match. You would have to put that in a giant stadium.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. And you say Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J?
Yes, I think you do Busta Rhymes versus LL Cool J in the Garden. Do it in the Garden. Do it right in the stadium of the Garden, not the theater. In Madison Square Garden Arena.
He said, "Find me a worthy
opponent," and then dropped the mic and walked off. LL Cool J is a worthy opponent.
He is worthy.
Come on now, can you imagine LL versus Busta Rhymes?
That's gonna be big.
That's a Super Bowl versus.
Yeah, everybody gonna be watching that versus.
That's a Super Bowl.
Busta Rhymes is a beast.
Let me tell you something. If that happens, Diddy, put that on Revolt. Work out some deal where you could have that shown on Revolt TV.
Yes.
That's a big deal. That's a Super Bowl of verses.
Yes, it is. Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's huge.
It don't get no better. That in terms of star power, like I said, do it.
Yeah.
It's time. I'm gonna tell you why it's time. Because LL was talking about possibly Ice Cube, Jay-Z, like these names came up, right? Now, I personally would like to see Ice Cube versus Scarface. That would be fire.
Oh, that'd be a good battle.
You know what I'm saying? That would be
fire.
yes,
battle.
that would be fire.
I think personally that
Mm-hmm.
I think Ice Cube would get him a little bit though.
He might. I thought about that too. So
Yeah.
I looked at how that format goes, and I said, ooh. I said Ice Cube versus LL. I don't know, but I am all for LL versus Busta Rhymes. I'm for that.
Yes,
I'm definitely for
yes.
that. Yeah.
That's a perfect match.
Yeah,
That's a perfect match.
I think that's a great
That's a
match.
perfect match.
I don't agree with Eminem versus Busta Rhymes. I think if Eminem
No,
did a versus, it's got to be against somebody else.
no.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No.
Nope, I don't want it.
No.
I get it though. I get it because Eminem. I get it. Eminem has had a great career, and he's a top tier lyricist. I get it, but not against Busta Rhymes. Oh, no. In the name of hip hop, I don't want. If they did it, I'll watch it, of course. But I just think you'll get a better show with LL and Busta Rhymes. That's all I'm saying. I think you'll get a better. People need to understand versus and boxing go hand in hand. For instance,
yes,
you want to see a particular fighter fight a particular fighter because of the not only just the name but also the style, right?
Right.
Because in boxing they say styles make fights.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why even though Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, people still want to see Wilder versus Anthony Joshua.
Oh, see?
You know what I'm saying?
See?
So
yeah,
that's who people want to see. They're like, nah, man, we want to see Wilder and Joshua. That's who we want to see because people feel that.
They've been wanting to see that.
They've been wanting to see that for years. I knew people who wanted to see Wilder fight Anthony Joshua before fighting Fury.
Yeah.
Fury had the belt, so he had, like Wilder had the belt at one point. Fury had the belt at one point. So yes, champions have to fight champions, but we wanted Anthony Joshua to fight Wilder. That is the fight that we wanted. They were saying they was ducking, for years they were saying Anthony Joshua was ducking Wilder or Wilder was ducking him, whatever. But now let's look at it from a versus standpoint. I think in order for a Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J versus to happen, I think Busta Rhymes would have to call LL out.
Yes, he would. I
think that's how you do that. I think or Swiss and Tim say, hey, you heard what Busta Rhymes said on that Big Daddy Kane KRS-One stage. Hey, L, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's discuss business.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes is a beast, man. Oh my gosh, GB, man. He goes into his tongue twisting style, man. But yeah,
I love it, man. Hey, don't you think that the next verses? I don't know if it'll be a hip hop verses, but these are tough acts to follow. We've had the last three verses have been really good, especially the Locks and Diplomats. Great verses, mainly on the Lock side, because the performance that Jadakiss and the Locks put on is the reason why that verses was so good. Not so much because of Dipset. Not saying anything disrespectful. I love Dipset. But then we had Ja Rule and Fat Joe. That was a good versus too. But this Big Daddy Kane and Rock and KRS versus, I think should have took place after Locks and Dipset.
Yeah.
Because some people would say that Ja Rule versus Fat Joe was somewhat of a bit of a drop off. But I still thought that was a respectable versus. I had no issue. It was I had no verse. Right. I thought it was still a respectable versus, but I think this last versus, how do you have to follow it with. I don't know how you follow it. I don't know. You do a Busta Rhymes. If Busta Rhymes, I don't know what was announced. Because I think Busy Bone said not too long ago that he would love to do a Bone Thugs and Harmony versus, and I think he might have called out Wu-Tang.
Oh gosh, you know Wu-Tang's gonna win, man.
Listen, I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. For people who might not believe it, Bone Thugs and Harmony got a lot of love on the East Coast. A lot of people don't think so, but they did.
They did.
Right?
They're originally from Cleveland. They do.
Exactly. They did. Bone Thugs are legends. But I want to say something, Busy. I don't know if you want that Wu-Tang smoke.
That's what I'm saying. Keep it 100.
That's unfair because the
Keep it
clan.
100.
Because listen, we've had Ray and Ghost, we've had Meth and Red, but if the whole clan, you don't
think they're ready for that.
You don't only just have that, right? You don't only, and we talked about this before, and we'll cut off of it because I don't want to do it again. But like we said, you have the group records, and then you have the solo records, which is still Wu-Tang records. That's a lot of music. It's a lot of music, you know. So I don't know. I like I said, I think a Wu-Tang Clan versus, you would have to get like a serious rap crew. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, anything else you want to say before we go?
Yeah, man. Check out well, I'm just happy about the Verzuz, how it came out. KRS-One versus Big Daddy Kane. Also looking forward to the next one, Yeah. And RIP to Colin Powell.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all can holler at me at the Fifth General on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Zacchaeus, tell me where they got you.
You got me on Instagram, Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. You got me on Twitter at Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Also on Facebook, Wayne Zacchaeus Bacchus on Facebook. Blessings.
All right. We'll see y'all next time on another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth.